Think you know medieval justice? In this countdown, we explore punishments from mild fines and public shaming all the way to the most nightmarish torture devices, revealing how each level of pain fits society's harsh codes and which method reigns as the era's cruelest. You find yourself locked by the neck and wrists in a sturdy wooden pillory at the center of the village square, your back bent uncomfortably. Villagers gather to gawk, hurling rotten vegetables and insults at your exposed face. Hours pass as your muscles cramp and the sun beats down. Humiliation weighs heavier than the ache in your limbs. At least your life is not in danger. These public shaming devices, including the stocks or even a ducking stool that dunks you into a cold pond, are intended to disgrace and deter minor offenders without inflicting lasting harm. You are tied to a post in the marketplace, shirt stripped off your back. A leather whip cracks through the air and then across your flesh. Each lash burns a new stripe into your skin. The pain sharp and immediate. Blood begins to seep from the raw welts as the whipping continues relentlessly. This flogging is a common sentence for petty thieves and blasphemers alike, brutally effective at instilling fear and obedience. Yet you are expected to survive your lashes and limp away as a chastened example. You are led to a chopping block in the public square, condemned to lose a limb. The executioner binds your forearm to the wooden block. With a swift swing of his heavy blade, he severs your hand clean off. A roar of agony erupts from your throat as blood pours from the stump. If not dismemberment, perhaps a different kind of permanent punishment awaits. A red-hot iron brand is pressed against your face. It sizzles your flesh, engraving a letter of shame into your cheek while you howl. Whether by blade or by iron, you are left alive but forever marked and crippled. A living warning to all of your crime. You find yourself in a dim stone dungeon, wrists bound behind your back with rope. Without warning, the rope jerks upward and you are hoisted into the air by your arms wrenched brutally behind you. All your weight yanks on your shoulder joints, which ignite with white-hot pain as they begin to dislocate. They leave you dangling there, suspended by your twisted arms, every moment an ordeal. Occasionally, the guards give a sudden drop and catch, jolting your body to tear tendons and extend your torment. This trapado torture spares your life but shatters your strength, often leaving you crippled in agony long before any trial. In a torch-lit chamber, you are laid out on the infamous rack. Rough hands strap your wrists and ankles to opposite ends of a wooden frame. At a signal, gears begin to turn with a low groan. The ropes pull taut, slowly stretching your body beyond its limits. Your bones and ligaments creak under the strain. Shoulders dislocate. Hips and knees slowly rip apart as the tension mounts. The pain is all-consuming, your body effectively being pulled apart inch by inch. Interrogators demand you confess to whatever crime is charged, and with each refusal, the wheel turns another notch. Few can endure the rack for long. By the end, you're either a limp, disjointed figure with joints torn from their sockets, or a lifeless body if the torture is pushed too far. You are bound tightly to a wooden stake erected in an open square. A crowd gathers at a safe distance as the executioner sets the dry faggots piled around your feet alight. Flames quickly lick up around your legs and smoke billows into the air. Soon the fire engulfs you entirely. Intense heat scalds your skin. Blisters bubble and burst across your body as you shriek uncontrollably. In your lungs, the inhaled smoke and scorching air begin to suffocate you from within. Your flesh chars and cracks in the roaring blaze. Mercifully, you lose consciousness or die of asphyxiation before the worst of the burning agony can be felt. When the flames subside, only a smoldering blackened silhouette remains. Burning at the stake is the fate reserved for heretics, witches, or those declared so impure that fire is deemed the only fitting cleanser. You find yourself stripped naked and tied spread eagle to a large wooden cartwheel laid flat on the ground. The executioner looms above, hefting a solid iron bar. With a grunt of effort, he brings it crashing down onto your right arm. Bone gives way with a sickening crack, and a wail tears from your throat. He moves methodically from limb to limb. The bar rises and falls, shattering your left arm, then your legs in turn. Your world explodes in pain as your limbs are broken into uselessness, one by one. With your bones pulverized, the executioner then weaves your shattered arms and legs through the wheel's spokes. Assistants hoist the wheel upright and mount it on a post. You are displayed above the ground like some grotesque scarecrow, alive and conscious. Every slight jostle sends fresh waves of torment through your ruined extremities. You might hang there for hours, even days, before death from shock or dehydration finally claims you. This punishment by the breaking wheel is reserved for the very worst murderers and brigands, ensuring a slow, public demise that will haunt all who witness it. In a secluded courtyard, you are stripped naked and chained upright to a post. The executioner approaches with a small sharp knife, eyes cold with resolve. With pitiless precision, he makes an incision into your skin and begins to peel it back. A searing burn spreads as your skin is slowly flayed from the flesh beneath. You scream and writhe in your bonds, but there is no escaping the sensation of your hide being pulled off inch by bloody inch. The torture is so extreme that most victims lose consciousness long before it is over. Nonetheless, the flayer continues his grim work, methodically stripping the skin from your limbs and torso. By the time shock or blood loss mercifully ends your agony, you are a red, glistening figure of muscle and sinew. Such a ghastly fate is reserved only for the most reviled traitors or heinous criminals. Its horror meant to terrify all who hear of it. As a convicted traitor, your final journey begins tied behind a horse, dragged on a wooden hurdle through muddy streets while townsfolk look on. Upon reaching the scaffold, you are hauled up and a noose is tightened around your neck. The trapdoor opens beneath you, jolting your body as the rope bites into your throat. Your vision darkens and your limbs jerk in the throes of hanging. Before you can choke to death, the executioner cuts the rope. You are lowered to the ground, coughing and half-conscious, only to face the next ordeal. The executioner takes his knife and slices open your abdomen. A white-hot agony blooms as your belly is opened and coils of intestines spill forth. With deliberate showmanship, he pulls out your guts and holds the glistening lengths up for the crowd to see. You are somehow still alive, in unimaginable pain, but unable to even scream. Your innards are then tossed onto a nearby fire and the stench of burning flesh fills the air as your life fades. Finally, a merciful slash to the throat or a thrust to the heart ends your suffering. The punishment is not complete, however. Your corpse is beheaded and your body is hacked into 4 quarters. These grisly remains, along with your head, are sent to different corners of the realm to be displayed on city gates and bridges. This grotesque execution is reserved exclusively for those whose crimes threaten the very order of the kingdom, a monstrosity of justice meant to strike fear in all who behold it. You are forced onto your back on stained earth, where a sharpened wooden stake waits. Your captors place the tip against your posterior. Ignoring your pleas, they tap it forward with a mallet, inch by inch, each movement sending waves of agony through your body. They steer the stake to avoid an immediate fatal injury, determined to extend the ordeal. Once it is deep enough, your legs are untied and the pole is raised upright. Your own weight gradually lowers you farther, renewing the pain. High above the ground, you remain, a motionless silhouette, conscious for hours as exhaustion overtakes you. Some victims were said to endure an entire day before finally slipping into unconsciousness and death. This execution by impalement, made infamous by a 15th century Wallachian ruler, was designed to inspire absolute dread and stands among the harshest punishments of the medieval era.